The school was locked as a result of the pandemic, that is COVID-19. Actually, we were able to finish our second term exams before the lockdown. Since then, we have been at home. The children, the teachers, everybody has been at home doing nothing.
I was happy that I'm not going to school again because of the homework and the waking up early to go to school. But now I kind of miss school because I miss all my friends. And I kind of miss school, I miss my class, everything I do.
My name is Arundam Otto. I'm the founder of Slum School Africa. We are a volunteer-driven organization, one of the leading volunteer organizations on the continent, and we are primarily focused on ensuring that underserved children, or we say deserving children in underserved communities across the continent, and most especially across Nigeria, because of course we know that Nigeria has the highest number of out-of-school children. So our focus as an organization is ensuring that these children have the best that life has to offer. So from all kinds of health and educational supports to their psychosocial supports. And for the past 8 years, we've worked with over 10,000 amazing volunteers across 32 countries, ensuring that we support these children. And since then, over 107,000 children have been supported in so many ways. And they've gone through primary schools to secondary schools and even university.
My name is Benga Omotosho. I'm the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Lagos State Government. The thing is that people will believe what they want to believe, no matter how hard we try. But we try to use all manner of systems to pass on information to people, especially our people. I believe that what you can demonstrate to them that is going on by using a drama, by using music, by using arts, to communicate to them, that they will believe you. And so many people actually believed, especially when big names began to go down with the disease. They now started believing. But like I said, there are so many people who still feel that it's not credible. The figures have been exaggerated and all of that. But later, many people came to the reality that considering the kind of people who are going down with the disease, that whether you exaggerate this figure, whether it's true or not, that is really here, and that anybody should take care. But like I said, we tried everything, all means, including going out to announce to people with microphone what to do, including using a digital signs, vehicles, moving vehicles carrying digital signs to tell people about the COVID-19 and how dangerous it is, including holding meetings with traders, with artisans, with all manner of people, including using traditional rulers to tell their subjects through video, mass media, social media, everything to tell them that, look, this is real. And then the only thing that we didn't need was to start showing bodies.
Things have been pretty difficult. Life has not been the same since the pandemic. Salaries have not been paid. The last time we received salaries was about 4 or 5 months ago. So it's been horrible, more or less, for me especially, and I know for other teachers, yes, it's been that difficult, because if you don't earn a salary where you're working, right? How do you feed? How do you live? Right, most teachers have been emancipated the way it is. If you look at them, you just feel very sorry for them. I don't think it's a thing, to be talked about. And government is not doing anything to just assist us. If let me talk about the public private schools, for instance. Right, I think we are the most hit during this pandemic, Because if you look at our counterparts in the public schools, right? Yes, they are receiving salary. So to them, this pandemic can go on forever, right? Because they receive their salaries every month. But for those in the private sector, it's been very, very difficult. You know, most people have just, after thinking of doing something else, something untoward. There are people you see hawking, what they call it, zobo, teachers hawking, what they call it, ice cream, teachers doing things that, you know, when you see them, you just feel sorry for yourself. So actually, we don't actually know when this is going to abate.
In addition to that, some teachers are really having it tough out there with their families, with their husbands, and what they never expect at home is actually coming out now as a result of this pandemic. Unlike every other day, other days they go to work, come back home. Now it's not the same. Things has really, really changed. It's hectic, and it's very tough for each and every one of us, especially the private teachers.
When we first heard of the virus, you know, which was just an outbreak, we knew at some point this could probably hit us on the African continent, and of course here in Nigeria. But we weren't very sure that it was going to be this intense. But when schools were shut down primarily we support children across schools, and so we have our kids across over 40 different schools, both public, private, primary, secondary, and university. And when schools were shut down, what we tried to do initially was provide palliatives, ensure that we could advocate and mentor and counsel most of the young people. And so we had our counseling team, our mentorship team, we started organizing virtual counseling programs for these young learners and young kids, teenagers across different communities. And so it was very important that we found a sustainable way to engage the children. Now, how did we want to do that? Getting them mobile phones or tablets or sending learning resources to the community was just going to be one way. But we could not really engage with them. And we could not also see their level of engagement. If we give you learning resources, which we did at some point, we can tell if you're actually learning or if you're still hawking or if you're still in the market. And so it was very imperative that we wanted to have a pseudo classroom, which was virtual, where we could see the child sitting in the classroom even though he or she was in their home. And that was where the idea came to us to build the virtual learning studio.
When we had cases in Nigeria, the office was closed because it was just the socially responsible thing for us to do, and to ensure that we were very safe and keeping other people around us very safe as well. So we kept working from home, and I like to think that in some way it made us work even more closely together. So I'm talking of management team, volunteers, and even the kids, because this time around we didn't need to make our time or spend time in traffic to go into the communities, to spend time with the children. We could pick up our phones and do that. We already have a closeness of a closed communication system where teams interact with each other. So that was ongoing, and we just kept working with other digital platforms to ensure that day-to-day activities were going on, we're making progress, we're doing our best to track, to adjust to the current realities. So it was quite an adjustment, but we were never really alone actually.
I got infected, and I had to pack everybody around me, my members of the staff in my office, my personal friends. I had to take them all to the hospital for them to be tested.
For the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Benga Motosho, his own case started, let's say, a week before he actually went to the hospital to test himself. So we had a press briefing at the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget. The session was supposed to be for 2 p.m. So in Mr. Omotosho's usual manner, you will see that we'll have been there like an hour before. So we waited 30 minutes after the event. He wasn't there, so I became worried. And so they now sent words to his ministry to look for him. So they said he was resting, he had headache, he was feeling feverish, but he still managed to show up for the session. So we had a press conference, we were all there. So after the session, we interacted and he told me how he was feeling. I said, Oga, are you sure that it's not COVID? He said, it may be, and tomorrow, that was it. Tomorrow I'll go to the hospital. I'll check myself. I've just gone to do it, and it's important I do that test. I need to know what is wrong with me.
I would probably prefer a situation whereby there's a fund, government provides a fund, especially the state government provides a fund from which private school owners can draw from to pay salaries. Because that's the only way these things can just be solved. Because if you just leave the private school as it is, what you are telling teachers is that they can just go on suffering.
We've seen students who couldn't get access to education, but somehow they are using innovative technology right now and learning remotely. And that is something we never thought that could happen. And these children are learning even faster than they were going to be learning if they were in the classroom. We've seen lots of businesses more interested in social impacts and social responsibilities. But this is what our society really should be about. And I feel the pandemic has just come to remind us that we live in a world that everyone needs the help of each other. And we need to ensure that we focus on that if we want to build a sustainable, a more impactful, and a more prosperous world, for the future generation.